Okay, hopefully the audio is back for everyone to hear. Please let us know if um, yeah, please let us know if the audio is good because I am streaming on a new account. I think we've been talking this whole time, but the audio hasn't been going through, unfortunately.
Oh, well, we've been saying very important and interesting stuff. No, we really have.
Yes, no.
Um, but yeah, so as we've been told the audio is good, so not a problem. And good evening to you as well. Randomness.
Yes, good
uh,
evening to everyone. But yeah, so I guess let's start again. So we are here in Hungary for Feminine Division, as always on a Thursday. Apparently we do have lots of echo, so let's see if we can fix that.
Hopefully it shouldn't be.
Um, hopefully not.
Right. Not you, Shaq. Apparently, so I'll need to see what's happening.
Yeah, let's hope we can.
Okay. Right. That's called other people. Just let me sort that one out and I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Yeah, alright, hopefully we can get that all sorted. But currently we do have the Ferrari of Colin, who is trying to regain his championship lead. He is on pole provisionally with a 1:15.8, only 3 tenths faster than the Red Bull of KVFC, and which is pretty surprising considering Colin's pace. So maybe the Red Bull has some pace this week. And then we have AL in third in the Mercedes, and Luke also in fourth, who had quite a great race last time out, and he hasn't before that he hadn't raced for a number of weeks, so really good to see him up in the order. I think the audio hasn't really fixed itself there. I think we might still be getting a bit of echo. Yeah.
I'm not really sure. Right, let me try one other thing. You continue.
Hopefully we can sort it out. We've got the McLaren of Glassy coming towards the line now and goes P6, so a respectable time there for 1:16.8. But yeah, I think who do we have next? Andrew in the Alpine goes fourth fastest. Really narrowly gets Luke there, but yeah, I mean, luckily we're not seeing as many spins as earlier. As I said, I think no one could hear me, but I said that in the race we could see a lot of incidents. I'm not sure what happened with championship division or senior division, but from what I've seen in different Hungary races, it's really difficult to keep your car on track because of the curbs and just heavy fuel load. So hopefully we don't get too many spins and incidents.
Hopefully there's no echo now.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, or at least as little as possible. I can give a little bit of insight on championship. I spun quite a bit, and there was some other incidents. So, although we unfortunately had less drivers than we do tonight, and we're just seeing the entity spun as well now.
Yeah, and someone else spun as well. I think that is Rick there at the same exact place. I think we've had a few spins there now. And they're both getting back going again, but yeah, we're definitely getting a lot of spins this qualifying session.
Okay, yeah, it's usually a thing, particularly here in Hungary. It's just it's a difficult track to really get that one lap while you're pushing very hard.
Definitely, because if you make one mistake, especially where this Aston Martin is, if you make one mistake through the S's, then that could ruin your whole flow for the rest of the lap and just destroy your lap. So you have to make sure you make every corner count. And we've got Higgsy here coming towards the end of his lap. I think he was up by just under a tenth, so let's see what he can do. Maybe get himself up into the top 10. Around the final corner now, a bit of oversteer, but towards the line. And wow, third.
Third place, nice lap, like you said, a bit of oversteer, but he managed to correct that.
Yeah, and I think he was, if I remember correctly, he was pretty fast the last race, so he'll be hoping for a good result this time around.
Oh, Jono's round as well now. That's at, let's see, sector 2.
Yeah, through the S's. I presume he just lost it on the curbs because I've done that quite a few times as well.
All in all, his wreck's done the same as well, around in the same area.
Then we got RPM FC goes pole with a 1:15.6, but Colin just starting his lap now, so let's see what the Ferrari driver can do. They are only separated currently by 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, it's good to see a good race with the pole position here. Let's see just how Colin can deal with this. He's almost a 10th up through the first sector, which is purple.
Yeah, and it's also great to see that Colin has some competition, because we've seen in the past he's really checked out every single race, so hopefully we could get a good race for the lead today. But saying that, it is very difficult to overtake around this track.
Yeah. That's why you got to go all out for the qualifying. Probably why we're seeing more spins, just trying to gain that extra 10th or 2 just to get an extra few positions on the track. But Colin coming through for the final corner, good exit, run up to the line, and it's back on pole position by 0.2, still pretty close, yeah, between the Ferrari and the Red Bull.
It's definitely much closer than I was expecting.
But both of them are a full second pretty much ahead of the rest of the field. It's going to be a battle between the two of them.
Yeah, and Glassy goes P5. So we've only got a few minutes left in this qualifying session. So I think KVFC is going to be coming out pretty soon, because I'm not sure how long it takes to get around the lap here, but in my recent experiences I've known that some people take the out laps really slow, because during your hot lap the tires can really overheat and obviously cause a spin.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, you've got to decide what you think's better, taking the long time for getting the right warm up, or just going straight for it. Maybe having 2 laps at the end as well.
I mean, the good thing about this year is that you don't have to start on the tyres that you qualified on, so you have fresh tyres for the race, so you don't really need to focus on how much you're wearing the tyres out during your hot lap.
So I just seem to are struggling in the pit lane. Like you said earlier, it's a difficult pit lane compared to some others where it's just a straight line. But we've got, I would say, about five, possibly 6 drivers that haven't set, which is a lap time. Well, there's 2 that haven't set a lap time, and then there's a few more that I think could probably do a lot better with their lap times.
Yeah, I mean, Jono definitely can improve on his 1:30.8. Brandon and Rick haven't set a lap. I'm not sure if they definitely don't have quali bans, so they, I guess, just haven't been able to set a clean lap yet. And I feel like Baco would definitely be willing to get himself up the field a bit, seeing as he had a he had quite solid pace last race in Japan.
Yeah, he did. Banter is out on a fast lap right now, and I'm pretty sure it was a purple first sector, so if he can keep this clean, he's going to be right up there with the front two, if he can keep up the pace.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. I think he was also quite fast last race. I think he is fighting for the championship, so P16 is definitely not where he wants to be, so he'll be hoping for a clean exit out of the final corner. And towards the line now, P4, so quite some time behind his championship rival, but still a great lap from the McLaren driver.
Yeah, good up to 4th, much better than 16th, must say. Let's see who's out there. Jetfish seems to have invalidated, so his qualifying's done, unless he can get another lap in maybe. Luke's coming round to set his fastest last lap.
Oh, we've got 2 spins as well. We've got Maga and Glassy both on there.
Yeah, that almost looks quite dangerous, but Luke, that's getting the second Ferrari up to 3rd place at the moment with a 116.3.
Yeah, and we've got Andrew in the other Alpine towards sector 3 now, and is nearly 2 tenths up on his personal best. So let's see what the Alpine can do now, coming towards the final corner. A bit wider there than some other drivers, but a clean exit and towards the line now. And he only gains 1 position on his teammate actually, so that is P9 for Andrew. Yeah, and Bakker coming towards the line as well.
Yep, Bakker. Good exit it looks like, but not 3 tenths. And it's up to 8, knocking Andrews and Glassy down a place, as well as Maggot as well.
Yeah, that's not a bad lap, and I think for these drivers they just need to work on staying consistent throughout the whole race, because there'll surely be some incidents and maybe even some safety cars, so good.
We've just seen the same thing, possibly.
Yes, we have. Well, I think the Red Bull's stuck on the curb there, maybe.
Glassy was stuck too, but now it must be AI at this point. It's got the more important things. Entity coming around, he's done. Jono's done as well.
Oh yeah, Entity's nearly in the wall there, and I think he tapped the Mercedes of Jetfish.
Oh, Jetfish has just got a 5-second grid penalty. 5-place grid penalty. I've literally just seen an overtake in the pit lane as well. That got interesting.
I think the end of this qualifying
session.
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting. So we've got 2 grid penalties then, and unfortunately for KVFC, he's got a 5-second grid penalty from 2nd. So that's going to promote the 2 Ferraris to the front row of the grid then.
Yeah, I do wonder what's caused that to happen. It's very weird, the situation that happened.
Yeah, that
we'll probably hear from it afterwards, won't we?
As
usual.
I mean, yeah, that is quite unfortunate, but yeah, as I said earlier, it's going to be a long race, and if you could just keep consistent, then yeah, you'll definitely be looking at a good result at the end of it.
So, Colin, a bit more of a challenge to take pole tonight, but he still takes it, and well, yeah, his nearest challenger has a 5-place grid penalty, and then it's another 8.5 seconds back to Luke, his teammate.
Yeah, so Colin and KVFC definitely clear of the rest, at least in qualifying, but we will have a Ferrari front row lockout because of the 5-place grid penalty, and then we'll have Higgsy in P3, Ale in P4, and then I think Brandon in P5, Jetfish in P6, and I think KVFC might slot in to P7 there, if my maths is correct.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So the rest of the grid will be the way it's laid out, except for an entity will go to the back
Yes.
with this 5 place grid penalty as well. But let's. I can hear some echo myself now.
Oh God.
um,
It.
um,
Oh, it's
yeah, cool.
raining.
Brilliant. Love it.
It's definitely going to make for a much more interesting race now. Obviously, we know that it's very difficult to overtake around Hungary. So yeah, this could spice things up a bit. And maybe, just maybe, Colin will get a bit more competition now that it is wet.
Just I can see Rishi's would comment. It's because I had to turn down my mic just because of the echo, so it'd be less. That's why it's probably sounding a bit quieter from myself. Um, or much quieter according to the caveman.
Hopefully it should all be okay.
Okay, no formation lap today.
Ah,
That's
yes.
actually that has helped at least me with the sound glitches. So off we go with a Ferrari lockout.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult start here, but AL got a very good start in this Mercedes, already challenging for P2. Colin into P1 there. Luckily, no incidents, so everyone's managed to make it through cleanly. And we've got, yeah, AL with a very good start there up into P2, and Colin already nearly a second clear.
Yeah, it's Luke that's had the bad start off the front row and struggling through turn 2, and that's allowed the Mercedes and backer through, so Jetfish and backer. Luke's already down to 6th in this race.
Yeah, Bakker got a very good start all the way up to P5, and so did the two Mercedes. We got Rick going past Andrew, and also his teammate Fredwell fighting there at Alpine. And we've got a lot of drivers nearly spinning there. I've seen a lot of oversteer moments, but luckily, it looks like everyone's managed to get through the first lap cleanly.
Yeah, well, the first half of the lap anyway.
Yes, the first half of the lap.
Continues. This is probably the toughest area of the track in the dry, never mind in the wet. The curves will be even more lethal than usual.
Yeah, I think Higgsy's also lost 6 positions. He started from P3 and somehow he's lost all those positions.
Oh yeah, and he's down to 9. Just your launch off the grid could lose your positions. And Colin's actually talked about it before, how he usually loses positions at the start and gains them back. He didn't need to do that tonight. He's got a 3-second lead already.
Yeah, this time he's done a perfect job of it. And yeah, as you said, I mean, we can definitely see he's got pace in the dry as well as the wet, because 3 seconds is a lot in only one lap.
Yeah, it could actually be that he's got more pace in the wet, to be fair, because he doesn't usually pull that big a gap even in the first lap. Oh, we've got issues. The Red Bull.
Yeah, and
I just seen him leave the session. Is that right?
He's kind of backing up everyone behind him. Glassy manages to get past, but Higsy might be stuck behind the Red Bull for quite some time here, and that really won't be good for his race, because Glassy will check out now.
Yeah, Glassy just... yeah, he's going very slowly around there, but I've not raced this track in the wet on this game, so I'm not sure just how difficult it is and how much speed you actually need to have to take.
I mean,
honest, so...
they're very slow corners, and this one slow corner into another, so traction would be definitely the most challenging part for these drivers. I guess your grip going through corners won't be as bad because of how slow they are. And we've got Brandon right behind Jetfish here. Is he going to go for a move? I think he's just a bit too far behind. And he's also looking at his championship. He wants to be smart about this. He doesn't want to get involved in any incidents or get any damage, because with Colin already nearly 5 seconds ahead, damage will just ruin his chances of... I think he might still be able to retain the championship lead this race. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, he'll definitely just want to keep it as consistent as possible.
Yeah, I've just noticed that Giorno is coming out the pit, so he must have been involved in an incident. Not sure if you caught that. I missed it myself. A three-way battle around turn 5 of all places. That is incredible driving by these three.
Oh,
That's including.
I think a bit of contact between Maggot and KVOC, who's just joined again, by the way. So I'm not sure what happened there.
And Fretwell stuck right behind the battle as well. Being involved was very good driving for no one to be caught out in that. So good from them. Oh, here comes Sretty down the inside and easily done.
Yeah, nice move into the final part of the lap there.
And yeah, I know Fretwell from ages ago and he was called Fretty, so that's where that came out.
Oh, is
I knew I'd do that at some point.
Yeah, no, I might just start calling him that as well, because Fretwell is a bit long, but I think with the rain here, there's no DRS, so you kind of just have to send it into the corners and hope that you're able to brake in time.
Slow it down, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the only real chance anyone's got of overtaking tonight. It's hard enough in the dry, even more challenging in the wet. I do wonder if it will dry out at any point.
Oh, we've got Andrew spun out of turn 3, I think that is.
Yeah. Oh, he's went for a double spin almost.
Yeah, struggling to get it back going, but he'll have overheated tyres though, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's very difficult to get them back to working range, and you'll lose even more time doing it as well. It's double trouble when you spin like that.
Yeah, and well, Brandon will definitely be hating this because he's stuck behind the Mercedes of AL here, and Colin is just over 6 seconds clear of the rest of the field in only 5 laps.
Yep, and a new fastest lap as well, so maybe the track is getting quicker. See if Banter Brandon's going to have a go at Mercedes in front.
He's definitely gaining in the braking zones, but I think through the S's he's just losing all that time again because it's so difficult to overtake. You can't really stick too close to the car ahead through there.
Yep, of course with no DRS in the wet, you don't get that extra help either.
No, and this is all allowing Jetfish in the Mercedes to close in as well. Oh, I think, so that is out of, well, that's on the entry to turn 2 actually.
Yeah, I was trying to look, yeah, turn 2, is it I've got a safety car, I think we might.
That is very strange, but yeah, we do have a safety car.
Wow, I missed that, I don't think you caught it either. It was just, I wonder if that was on his own.
That is very strange, and it's. I mean, this whole week has just been. Well, I mean, today has been quite horrible for him because he would have qualified P2 if it wasn't for his grid penalty, and he looked extremely fast, almost on the pace of Colin, but. Yeah, he lost so many positions due to his disconnect, and then unfortunately somehow he's managed to crash before turn 2, so he's out of the race.
Yeah, I think frustration, trying to push more, it's probably just boiled over and ended up in a crash. Sometimes you know that feeling when it's just nothing's happening, there's somehow overtaking going on.
But
that's because Giraffe's pitting, okay.
Yes, he has.
Okay then.
Let's see if he's got any damage. I mean, Richie predicted that I was going to go dry in not too long, so let's see if the Williams is going to pit to dries, and he doesn't. He stays in the intermediate tyres. But it would be quite interesting if it goes to dry pretty soon, because I mean that would just be a whole mix-up in the strategy.
Yeah, although I would imagine that Giraffe wouldn't have pitted if he had a feeling that it was going to go to dry, at least anytime soon. Although I must admit, it's certainly not as heavy as it was at the beginning of the race.
No, it's definitely not, but I think if it's dry, it might just be better to pit now for dries and try and keep it on the track on the safety car, because maybe when the safety car pulls in, then it might stop raining, and then the gamble would have worked being on dry tyres.
Yeah, no, I've tried that before. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But right now it's still raining. Personally, if you thought it was going to be drying out, you either would stay out or you would have done what you said there, put onto the dries. But Dras went on to a new set of inters.
Yeah, but, yeah, he has. I think it's definitely still raining, so the track is drying out, yes, but definitely not enough for dry tyres, and the safety car will probably only stay out for one more lap.
Yeah, just waiting for Giraffe and Jono to catch back. I see that we've got an Alfa Romeo fan. If I'm right going through this grid, we ain't got an Alfa Romeo in the grid.
Oh yes, we don't. I think this might be the second week in a row that we haven't had an Alfa Romeo.
That's sad times for the Italian outfit, or I should really say Sauber, so Swiss team, I guess.
I have no idea.
No,
I couldn't tell you.
No, I'm just joking around. Although, yeah, no Alfa Romeo team, which is a bit sad to see. But hopefully we will see them in the next race.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah,
very sad about this.
I mean, luckily for the Italians and Richie, we do have currently a Ferrari in P1 and a Ferrari in P6, which is solid points.
Yeah, we've got the GOAT at the front, and Barrichello in 6th.
Barrichello.
No, of course I'm joking, look, don't worry. Barrichello's great, but I'm not saying that.
Well, hopefully he'll be able to make up a few positions, because last race he was coincidentally a pretty good second driver for Colin, but let's see if he can gain a few positions on Bakker and Jetfish ahead. And yeah, the safety car is coming in this lap, so Colin, as usual, will lead the restart.
I'll be watching the midfield just to see if anything goes on.
Yeah.
As you can keep an eye on the front.
Colin has gone very, very early, but he's caught the Mercedes behind him napping a bit, but no one's really close enough to each other to be able to go for an overtake here.
No, sometimes it can be quite difficult, but we are... it's basically one after another. Fretwell's managed to pull a decent gap, that's about the only one. Actually, Luke's been left behind by Bakker actually as well. There's a 1.67 second gap. So
yeah, I think in the rain, and especially in these somewhat changing conditions, I think the drivers will be mostly focusing not on the driver ahead, but just on keeping the car on the road.
Yep, and you know what? We've still got 16 going out of the 17 that started. It's been pretty good. I know it's lap 8, long way to go, but they're doing pretty well with how difficult the situation is right now. Although Higgsy was to get the time penalty.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think track limit is pretty difficult on in the Hungary ring. Just I don't know. I'm not sure why. I think out on the exit of turn, I'm not sure what turn it is. Maybe turn 4, the uphill left-hander. I think that's the biggest culprit of the track limit warnings because it's very difficult to keep your car on track, especially in the wet up there.
Yeah, that turn 4, yeah, that's a really difficult corner in any circumstance. It's probably the easiest to have a spin at as well. It's just a very quick blind corner. You feel like you can take more speed than what you actually can as well.
Yeah, it tightens very quickly. But I don't think, even in qualifying, I don't think we saw any spins there, which is really good.
I don't think so. Well, we didn't.
No, yeah, we didn't. But there may have been one or two.
Yeah, so it's an interesting battle for second place developing between the two Mercedes and Banter, and we've got the backup. He's not too far behind either.
Yeah, we got a spin in the Haas there. Yeah, just in the beginning of the S's. I'm not really sure what happened there, but yeah, luckily he's been able to get it going again.
Yeah, that's probably spinning at the chicane on the exit.
Yeah. Especially because there's a massive curb on.
Yeah,
there's a massive curb on the inside and also on the outside. If you get on the curb, it's very easy to spin as well. We've got Colin with another fastest lap, and Brandon in the McLaren still unable to get past Al here.
Yeah, he must be getting a bit frustrated, or maybe he's biding his time, just waiting. Maybe the pit stops that comes, that might be your best chance of getting some positions. You had to save a spin there though.
Yeah, I mean he'll be hoping for it to get become dry pretty soon, I guess. And these guys on 9-lap hold intermediates, I guess they'll start to go off, wear out of it quite soon, so it'll be difficult to control the car. But in saying that, I mean, it does look like it's definitely drier than what it was at the start of the race. So, I mean, these guys will be getting more confident as the race goes on.
Yeah, it'll become easier in terms of the grip and the track, but as you were saying, the tyres just, well, they just fall away from you eventually. I think it'll still be another few laps until we're seeing any pit stops, whether that be for dries or for intermediates, but it really looks like it's very light rain at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the rain has been like this for quite some time now, so yeah, I'm
dreaming.
Well, I don't know. I would have thought it would have got dry much quicker, but it seems like the rain is just hanging out there a bit longer, and these guys will be, I guess, if the race engineer is telling them one thing and then it's still raining, because that's what happens quite often, they could be getting quite frustrated.
Oh, but it's back in the pack, but Giraffe just overtook Entity. I think Entity getting a difficult exit of turn 1 and his teammates sneaking through before turn 2.
Yeah, I think that's the only really way to get an overtake done, is just to hope that the guy ahead makes a bit of a mistake. Otherwise, well, you can't really close up around this track, and especially when it's wet.
Yeah, I know Collins pulled a gap. It's not as big as the gap he managed to pull before the safety car.
I think the Mercedes behind him is really pushing, trying to keep the McLaren behind him, and in doing that, obviously Colin is still far down the road, but he's not losing as much time to the Ferrari.
No, they're managing to, I wouldn't say keep him in shooting distance, but they're managing to keep it closer than what it was earlier, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, still can't get through. Well, they are starting to pull away from Jetfish and Backer.
Yeah, I think probably getting quite frustrated now, because it's been 12 laps and they're still not able to clear the Mercedes. he's getting so close to up the hill to turn 4, but then after that, with the S's, he just loses everything again. And he'll really be hoping for a mistake from the Mercedes driver to try and get past. Or,
Yeah.
as I said earlier, he'll just be hoping for it to be dry so he could pit and maybe gain from the pit stops.
Yeah, what makes it even more frustrating is for him will be like he knows he's getting close in the braking zones. And he knows that extra push if it was dry would probably be enough. He's got quite close here using the RS. He's still too far behind.
I think he might just have to go for it. He got very close to that corner there, and he's probably going to get a bit close into turn 1 as well if he uses a bit of his battery deployment. So he might just have to go for it. But I think he's lost quite some time out of the final corner there.
Yeah, he's seemingly getting a lot of dirty air kicked up to the final corner, not able to follow as easily. Gets really close through turn 1, but he's not getting close enough to make an attempt. And then he loses it on traction as well on the exit.
And I think the difficult part is because it's so easy to recharge your battery because it's raining and you're lifting off quite a lot. I mean, the driver in front is able to use so much energy through the straight, so you can't really gain that time before the entry of a corner.
So, let's have another look down the field, see if there's anything else.
Yeah, we got I'll check the biggest. Oh, we got yellow flags. And there's Giraffe in the Williams, and he's got wing damage as well. He's got no front wing there.
Oh yeah, that's at turn 4.
Yeah, but
you do get launched quite far.
The safety car is out because of that, because of the debris.
Full safety car? That seems a bit extreme. Yeah, you're right, I see it on the mini-map. Full safety car, that's going to wipe all of Colin's advantage. 8-second advantage.
I mean,
will be gone again.
Yeah, I mean, this league I know runs reduced safety cars, so I'm not really sure why the safety car was deployed because of this, you know, just a bit of wings flying off. We do have Jetfish in the pits. Matty gamble for tries, and though he stays on the intermediate tyres.
Well in the pits too.
Yeah, maybe his intermediate's just wearing out a bit there.
Yeah, 13 laps. Still more than half the race to go, so we'll see exactly how that plans out. Giraffe obviously having to pit with the damage. Yeah, this is a strange safety car. I don't think there's really any need for it. Maybe a VSC would have made a bit of sense.
Yeah.
But,
I think most of these drivers are just hoping that it'll dry up soon enough. But if it doesn't, they'll, I think, have to pit pretty soon because, I mean, all these guys are on 13 lap hold intermediates and they're surely going to be quite short. And I think that is why Jetfish and Fetty and a few other guys had pit just because of the tyres wearing out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what's going to be happening with the weather based on this, because some people have obviously decided to pit, which would make you think it's going to last longer, but most of the drivers have stayed out, even though they would have had a free pit stop, making you think maybe it's going to dry up. I really don't know, which keeps us guessing, which is quite makes it enjoyable.
Yeah, but I mean, I know it's not the most realistic, but if you look up at the clouds, I mean, you don't really see a clear patch of sky there, so that might just be telling us that it will continue raining for the whole race.
Although Ollie Rick into the pits this lap, he might have missed the pit lane last in the first lap, maybe he was already past it, but he's going to drop to near the back. It's still pretty much a free pit stop for him.
Again, unless it dries out, then it's a waste of a pit stop.
I'm seeing drivers. I'm seeing it showing drivers swapping positions. I think they're just getting close to each other.
Yeah.
I hope anyway.
I mean,
But yeah, 14 laps. You have to remember, of course, that quite a few of the laps have been done behind the safety car, so not as much wear as what you would usually have at this point.
yeah, definitely. But with, I mean, there's not as much rain now, so that could promote some overheating tires because obviously these intermediates and even the wet tires, they need rain to keep the tires as cool as possible in its optimum range. So I mean, it looks like it's not raining as much, and that could just be overheating the tires a bit and causing even more wear.
Yeah, that's a good point, and I think I'm going to, it's amazing it's only 15 laps into this race. It feels like it's been going on a bit, quite a bit longer.
Yeah.
Not, not a bad thing, mind you. It's been interesting, and even though there's not been much overtaken, it's been good to see banter and Altus kind of like racing each other like they're at Monaco almost, where you're
Yeah.
just trying to pressure the person in front into a mistake.
I mean, people do call this track Monaco without the barriers because that's near enough what it is, isn't it? It's really difficult to overtake, and you do have to hope that the car in front makes a bit of a mistake, especially in the rain.
Um,
Rick is pit again.
yeah.
I'm not sure why. He goes on to another set of intermediates.
Oh, he's had to change his wing. There's
Oh
been an
yes.
incident.
Well, he's been sent to the back of the grid. Luckily, he will be able to catch up before the restart, but yeah, that's really not ideal.
No, yeah, clearly must have hit the back of someone. Let's say only way I could think you could lose your front line. Maybe it's done a George Russell from, what was it, Imola a few years ago.
Oh, maybe. I mean, it's a bit embarrassing. Hopefully not. But yeah, I mean it happens, and especially because it's quite wet, and also obviously the safety car's going really slow, so it's quite difficult to warm up your tires. Sometimes even I've had myself nearly spinning out trying to warm up my rears, and that could be just what happened to Rick.
Yeah, no, that's certainly the case. Even on these sim races, you're like, on safety car, can't you go a little bit quicker? Makes you feel for the drivers when they're screaming that in real life, considering they're actually in the firing line. But
Yeah.
safety car coming in, that's what.
Yeah, and Colin will lead another restart. I think by the end of the season, there must be a record somewhere with the most amount of restarts led, because I mean he's always leading them.
He's always leading, mainly because he leads from the front. Well, of course he leads from, that makes no sense. You know what I mean though. But here we go, he gets the restart going again.
Yeah, and I think this is the same scenario as last time. AL just losing a bit of time, but Bant and Brandon are not able to gain as much time to be able to make an overtake. And we've got Jetfish in the other Mercedes going up the inside of RPM Jono there, but can Jono stick it around the outside? Just not enough grip there, and the Mercedes up into P10.
Glassy and Luke were also battling through turn 1 as well. Luke retaining the position.
It'll be interesting to see what Jetfish and the guys who just pit for fresh tyres can do, because they'll be extremely fast compared to the guys around them who are on 16 lap old tyres.
Yeah, it's like, I think Jetfish is really the one to look out for that one. Maybe Fretwell as two.
Yeah, but again, because this track is really difficult to overtake, it might just be a bit of a waste of fresh tyres, because he'll spend 3/4 of the lap stuck behind the driver ahead.
yeah, you're only two, maybe three opportunities for real overtakes is turn one, turn two, and maybe at the end of the small straight at the back section.
Yeah, and it's having to wait a bit maybe until the main straight. He's definitely closing to Andrew, but obviously just can't get past.
Really, just watching Jetfish still. He nearly hits the back just for how much more extra speed he's got through the corners.
Yeah, and he had a bit of oversteer through the final corner, which meant he didn't have a great run onto the straight and couldn't get past into turn one. He might try the outside, maybe the switch back as the Alpine goes a bit wider there. And now he has the outside line into turn three. They're side by side, a bit of rubbing of tyres there. And he's being squeezed a bit. And I think he just has to back out there.
Oh, see. Oh, he's gotten back though.
Yeah.
Turn five. Nice.
He might be able to go all the way around the outside. The Alpine losing it a bit.
Oh. Actually, I think they did touch a little bit.
Yeah, they definitely did.
I think gets the move done.
Yeah, I think Andrew just struggling a lot with grip there, and obviously going wide of the exit of turn 4, and that allowed Jetfish to get a great move all the way around the outside of turn 5 and into P9.
Yeah, great race for half a lap between those two, side by side for half a lap at the Hungary ring. Didn't even think that was possible.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Especially in the wet, and I mean it still doesn't look like it's drying out that much, so Jetfish might have been a good strategy call. However, obviously in the wet you don't have to pit for another compound, you can just stay out on the intermediate, so I mean we could just see Colin and the likes going to the end on one tyre.
Could. I would highly doubt it's possible, but like I said, I've never, in this game cycle, I've never actually raced around the Hungary ring in the wet, so it could be possible. Not sure.
And we got, I was going to say a bit of fighting from Maggot and Higgsy there, but I'm not able to get past, and Jetfish is going to be stuck behind the Alpine, but the Alpine opens the door, and Jetfish is up the inside and into P8.
He just rams himself right through that door, make sure that Maggot hasn't even got a chance to close it.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you could really do in these conditions.
And it's really good driving from Jetfish. He's not really, I guess he is pushing, but he's not making stupid moves.
Yeah, and also,
he backed out before going into turn 4, before doing the switch pack for turn 5, which was clever compared to trying it in turn 4.
Yeah, and also, it looks like he's, I wouldn't say he's saving his tyres, but he's not wearing out his tyres too much because he's not getting a lot of oversteer. He's keeping it nice and smooth, well, as smooth as he can, and that might just, I mean, he'll definitely be faster towards the end of the race if he carries on doing this. Oh, but a bit of contact there. Just couldn't slow down the car in time. I don't think he'll have any damage, but yeah, luckily the Aston Martin is able to carry on without a spin.
Higgsy done an amazing job to catch that.
Yeah, and I think they had a bit of contact through turn 3 as well.
Yeah, it's just how much quicker he clearly is.
Yeah.
But he can't get past him before the corner.
Yeah, again, he has to hope that they go wide or something, or make a bit of a mistake, otherwise it's really difficult to get through. And yeah, as you said, he's really gaining through the corners. Yeah, but he's not able to get past. I mean, this track is so tight, especially through this section. Oh
my gosh.
Oh wow. Oh, a bit of contact there.
Sorry, I'm just making weird noises, but this is incredible.
Yeah, Jetfish around the outside. Can Higgsy hold it up the inside? No, he can't. So Jetfish, yeah. Higgsy made a bit of a mistake there. Oversteer on the exit of A corner in the S section, and Jetfish manages to get up into P7. And we've got two cars in the pits. We've got Glassy and Backer. I'm not sure if they have damage or if they're just pitting for fresh rubber?
I think they've had no choice but to pit in for fresh inters. This might really pay off for Jetfish to get up the field. I'm not. I mean, if you look at the gap to the leader, oh, yellow flags. Odd that moment.
Yeah, that is Higsy. Oh wow. Oh, and I think the car trying to avoid him. We've got Jono has retired, and I think Rick went off the track as well there. I'm not sure what happened there, but oh yeah, we might get another safety car now. And both Red Bulls are out as well.
Yeah, both Red Bulls. Yeah, John being the other. Oh, that is heartbreaking. So it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what happened there. I just saw a whole bunch of cars go wide and make a small bit of contact. And yeah, I guess Jono has been on the receiving end of that. And I don't think we're going to get a safety car, which is very strange considering we got a full course safety car for a bit of debris.
Very little, yeah. So going back to what I was saying after the carnage of turn 1/2,
also,
the gap
I'm going to interrupt you here. I'm going to interrupt you real quick because AL is into the pits, so Brandon, yeah, will be able to finally get past the Mercedes. Sorry, now you can speak again.
Yes, he does get past them, yeah. And Jetfish up to third. I'll quickly say it just in case something else happens. The gap is only just over 10 seconds at the moment, meaning if Colin does need to pit, Jetfish, well, essentially does take the lead of this race, if Brandon also needs to pit, of course.
Oh yeah, you are correct there.
So this could get really interesting for Jetfish. Great racing, great choice of pitting, got him up to the podium, could it get him all the way to the win?
I mean, it definitely could do. About what, 10 seconds, yeah, to Colin, as he said, so I guess that would be enough to get him into the lead. However, Colin, as we know, is extremely fast, and I'm guessing he'll gain he'll gain that time back to Jetfish in no time. But I was just seeing earlier on in the race, it is very difficult to overtake, so Jetfish could have a chance of winning this race because of track position.
Yeah, just seeing Higgsy's obviously struggling. He's, I believe, left backer through. You know, we're talking about this, but Colin just goes and throws in a fastest lap.
Yeah, I mean, does he need to pit? Because there's like 12 laps left, and if he's still setting fastest laps, that must mean that his tyres are still in a good range.
Yeah, that'll still be working for him. Yeah, if they don't pit, I've still got to say, it's still great for Jetfish, a podium. I thought, let's have a look. I'll have a look. Yeah, he's up 3 places. Maggot himself, behind him, is up 7 places. Yeah,
Maggot's had a great race. I think both Alpines have had a pretty solid race actually.
Yeah,
P4 and 5. Yeah, solid point for the team.
And to be fair to the entity, he's up 10 and Fretwell's up 8. This of course with Higgsy and Luke losing lots of positions, and the Haas I think's off, isn't it?
Yes, we do have a bit of a spin for the Haas, unfortunately. The second spin of the race, and the Giraffe and the Williams in front of AL getting very squirmy. And now for the Mercedes drivers, the roles have reversed, because now it's AL who is trying to make the move back up the field on fresh tyres.
Yeah, and banter Brandon in the pits. He cannot go the rest of the race, and Jetfish sets the new fastest lap.
The Mercedes driver definitely has pace on his fresher tyres, should I say.
But it's 13 laps fresher, so obviously they'll still need to go another 11 laps, so they will end up in the same nick as what Collins are at the moment. So yeah, if Colin does have to pit, he could have the pace to catch him back up. Oh no, is that?
Oh no,
there's
that's a
Oh!
yeah. AL just
Carnage at turn 2.
and Brandon nearly involved in that as well. AL just yeah, I think going for the move, I think Giraffe closed the door there.
Giraffe just overtook in turn 4. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's because of damage.
I think the Mercedes driver was letting Giraffe through again,
right.
maybe taking the blame for it.
But that's allowed Backer to get up to 8, and well, yeah, made things a bit
more
easier
contact for AL, trying to make the move on Giraffe again, and Higgsy's now here as well on his 23 lap old tyres. Can't make the move, but yeah, 2 incidents with these drivers in, well, less than a lap.
It shows you how much they're slowing each other up. But the 2 guys behind catching, they're really struggling. Saying that Class D is on new tyres.
AL just needs to maybe calm down a bit. He's got the move that, well, nearly got the move done here, but this Williams backs out. But I think what AL needed to do was just take his time a bit, like his teammate, make the moves one by one, but well, not be involved in any incidents, because that really slowed him down.
Yeah. I got a bit of a conversation in the chat about some incidents as well. We'll see what happens after the race with the stewards, of course.
Yeah.
But let's keep it off cam, and we've got Banter, who has managed. Oh.
I was going to say, sorry, yeah, Higsby got a penalty for track limits. I think this is the second track limit penalty, no?
Yeah, he's the only person with any penalties for track limits. So yeah, what I was going to say there is that Banter has eventually got past the Mercedes, obviously, with what's happened. And now he's going to be seeing the back end of another Mercedes power unit. I guess it's in an Alpha, in an Aston Martin this time though. So we'll see if this is a bit easier, or if Backer can also kind of hold them up even more.
Yeah, I mean, they're both on fresh tyres. Of course, Brandon on 3 lap old fresher. But yeah, let's see if Backer can maintain his 8th position for very long. Brandon is looking very, very fast there.
Yeah, he is. Entity, I was on board with Entity, just sort of saying he just about slowed down to not give Fretwell a little surprise from the back end.
Yeah, and Rick also close behind the Entity as well. Yeah, up into P7, right. I mean, Rick was last at one point, so good comeback from him.
Yeah, it's just about, he pitted under safety car twice, and has had fresh tyres and not been involved in any incidents, so he's managed to make his way back through, which is all you can ask for. As Colin continues to go on his original set of intermediates. Yeah,
that is all you can ask for, really. As I said earlier, it's about just consistency, keeping yourself out of trouble, and of course the strategy plays really well into your favor if you can pull off a good strategy, and especially, I mean, we haven't really seen many drivers pit under safety cars for the pit stop. They've all just done it because their tyres were wearing out, but it seems like Jetfish especially was able to get that undercut. He was able to sense that his tyres were going off early enough, and he's made his way up into P2.
Yeah, and he managed to get the overtakes done as well, which was what really helped him, I think.
Yeah, we got a Racing Glassy gone around the outside of Giraffe and up into P11. That was just caught the back end of that move, but it looked like a great move from the McLaren driver, and Luke's stuck there a bit behind the Williams.
Yeah, just with the usual Ferrari knock out strategy. Other than that, Holland doesn't need strategy. He's up there not even pitting. It's a shame. Maybe they need a new strategic guy at Ferrari.
Yeah, I mean they've always needed one really. But I mean maybe Colin can do the strategy for Luke as well while he's driving. That would slow him down a bit.
Sure, he'd be able to. It might slow him down a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Colin is still gaining on. Well, he's extending the lead on Jetfish, even though Colin's tyres is double the tyre life.
Yeah, it's incredible the pace that he actually has. There's no other way of putting it. He's only got the fastest lap by less than a tenth, but overall he's been more consistent. That's the main thing.
Yeah, and of course not pitting. I think for Colin that would have been the best way to go because he didn't encounter any traffic. He's been alone the whole race, which just means he's not under pressure and is able to stay more consistent.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes it easier to make your decisions. I'm sure he probably would rather stop and make sure he's safe to the end, but he doesn't need to, and he wouldn't be safe. Giraffe double spin.
And he's got another safety car because of that.
You're kidding me. I noticed that there's full yellow, but you're right, it is an actual safety car for nothing again.
Yeah, and I mean Jetfish has pit, which means Colin could have pit and retained the lead as well as being on fresh tyres.
Colin was probably behind the... Yeah, probably already past the pit lane.
Yeah, maybe.
He also is probably thinking, do I need to pit? If I was Jetfish, I probably wouldn't have, because I think Fretwell's done the right thing. He's still able to get the end of the race. He's now in second place.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've seen Jetfish before able to cut through the field. Maybe not so quickly, but efficiently he's been able to cut through the field without any damage, and he's made quite a lot of positions earlier on in the race. So he'll be hoping to do that again, and he's got his teammate behind him. Hopefully they can use a bit of teamwork to get themselves back up into the top 5 and maybe even competing for another podium.
Yeah, could do. I would say that other drivers earlier had more worn tyres, so it might not be as simple. I shouldn't say simple, the overtakes were absolutely incredible for the most part. But yeah, just to make a point, since we're behind the safety car, Entity up 14 positions to be in third, and Fretwell up 12 positions to be in second. That is a great race. It's worked out for them, and Backer even up 4 places as well in fourth. And well, considering Colin's tyres, wonder if he'll be able to defend.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's on 30 lap old tyres now, but the 30 and Entity behind, their tyres will still be worn out and they would still be struggling quite a fair bit. I think it will definitely be more difficult for Colin, but we've seen his pace already, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gains 5 seconds in 3 laps again.
Yeah, and to be fair, the amount of safety cars are helping him with the tyres as well, because he won't be wearing so much. So, if I'm right, that was the second time Giraffe has went off, not retired, but it's caused a safety car. Yeah,
I know, it's very strange indeed, but I think that has, as I said earlier, really helped out Fretty and Entity. As we saw in Japan, Fretty had a great race with the safety cars, but also because Sweaty came from quite far down the field, and he was able to get himself up into the top 10, and I think even the top 5 quite a few times, and he's done that again in Hungary, and there'll be only maybe 3 or 4 actual racing laps after the safety car, so they have a great shot of a podium.
I do remember in the past that Freddie, whatever, he was always quick in the race, able to make up the positions, able to get it done through race pace, and also being smart on the track. Never one for going for a bold but stupid move. You see it at times, sometimes it works off. If it's 50-50, Freddie will back out of it and wait for a better chance, and that's why he does so well.
Yeah, I mean, this might be a bit bad to say, but I think the older drivers in this league, they are very good at just keeping consistent, keeping out of trouble, and that really pays off at the end of these races.
Absolutely. Still behind safety car. We might have had, what is it, 3? I think 3 safety car, I think even been 4. But still, most of the drivers, 14 of them, still going, which is really good considering the difficult the track is and the fact that it has been intermediate conditions the entire race. I actually think it stopped raining, but it's still wet. Oh no, there we go, it's starting to rain. Sometimes it looks like it's not raining, sometimes it
yeah,
it
I mean,
like it is.
That really catches me out, especially when I'm driving. But yeah, I mean, when I saw that it was raining at the start of this race, I really wouldn't have expected there to be 14 drivers, especially seeing as we are at the Hungary. I mean, in the past, in these races, we've had 20 drivers start and 10 finishing, or even less.
Yeah.
So it's really, really good to see that. Well, we've only had 3 retirements.
Yep, 3 retirements. There's someone want to join.
I think he realised Justin.
Yeah.
I mean,
Safety car.
I guess anyone's welcome to join, really. Why not?
Yeah, why not? But not right now, I guess. Yeah. So Colin, once again on the restart, right behind them, 13 lap better tyres. Let's see if that makes any difference at all.
Yeah. So we've only got we're gonna have 4 laps of racing, and Colin has already gone. But Freddie, yeah, he's able to stick with him, and he's really caught the entity napping and back going side by side with the Williams driver, and Brandon might be able to get a bit of this as well. He's going to stick behind, he might go up the inside of all of them actually. It's a bit of contact there. Jeffish gets through as well. Brandon nearly able to get up into the podium. Backer is still there. He's not squeezed the McLaren, and some more contact, yeah, but Brandon up into P3, he made like 2 positions there. That was great racing.
It was Brandon that made the positions.
Yeah, and
didn't really.
No, and the entity is the biggest loser of that, going all the way down to P7.
Yeah, that was a horrible restart for the entity, and he's got Classy behind him as well as Luke, so maybe I was too harsh on the Ferrari strategists.
Yeah, also great to see Backup there in P4, because I mean he's been like in the mid pack on his own for near enough the whole race, so it's great to see that he's been able to get some action. It looks like Luke, I didn't see that properly. I think there was some contact with Scarcy and Luke, and even more contact there.
And yellow that's like Maggot. He was off the track. He should give that position back, I think.
That was very strange indeed. I think Glassy might hang it all the way around the outside and get a better. He doesn't get a better exit.
Oh, he's going to get a better run down the straight, get the position back.
There's a lot of fighting going on at the back as well. Luke losing even more positions to Andrew there, and he's gone all the way off the track. I think he may or may not have some damage there, but well, he's gone all the way down to P13 from like P9 has the Ferrari driver.
Yeah, it's not good again for the second of the Ferrari drivers. But whilst all that was going on, Fretwell's been overtaken by Brandon.
Oh, there's more contact with Glassy there. He nearly spins on the Alpine driver, and I think he makes more contact with the Aston Martin, and he is out.
Oh my god.
It's been one hell of a lap for
Glassy,
yeah.
Luke.
Oh.
This is what it gets like towards the end of these races. Everyone's thinking I can do whatever, I can get anywhere now. The safety car, and it turns out you actually still need to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the previous games, Glassy would have definitely spun out on his own there, on the rear tyres of the driver ahead. But in these games, it seems like if you hit the rear tyre of someone else, they spin as well. So yeah, Glassy got a bit lucky in that sense. But yeah, obviously he spun as well, so now it's all down into P14.
So Backer just hit the back of Freddie and nearly spun him. And that's made him lose a position to Jetfish. Turn 2, this is getting really dicey and really close. I'm talking about close. Colin who should, oh my god, forget that, turn 4.
Yeah, it looks like they're all going to go single file through here, no one opting for making an overtake. But yeah, Brandon extremely close to Colin. I think with the fresh tyres, the two championship leaders are extremely close, and it's going to be a race for the lead at the end as Backer goes into Jetfish there. Hopefully no damage for the Aston Martin driver, and the Mercedes back up into P4 and 6, so not a bad recovery from them. Well, no, I wouldn't say recovery. I would more just say because obviously they did pit, so they were in the mid pack. But
Andrews has crashed.
There won't be a safety car there.
No, too late.
But yeah, unfortunate for the Alpine driver. But yeah, so for the lead of the race, it'll be a one lap duel then, the McLaren versus the Ferrari, the championship leaders. And
this is the best overtaking point, and it's not going to happen here.
But he does have much fresher tyres. It looks like Colin has much more battery to use than the McLaren driver.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's he's got about double the amount of battery, which should keep him safe.
Yeah, but I feel like the McLaren driver will gain so much through these S's.
Yeah, he might have a go at the. He might have a chance at the braking zone at the end of the S's. Andrews is left after crashing. Oh, he nearly watch yourself. He's still catching. After that, he's still catching.
Oh no, I think that's it.
No, he's not.
For Brandon, just making a bit too many mistakes at the final lap.
Just keep second place.
I mean, he keeps second place. But I feel like he could have had a shot for the win here.
Jetfish might have a move against Freddie for the podium.
He's going to get the cutback and into the podium for the Mercedes driver, unless Freddie... That was a bit of contact there. There is a bit of contact there.
What I said earlier, but he makes it stick, I guess.
Yeah, and Colin wins, a dominant drive for Colin in Hungary, and well, there's a lot of action going on here.
Oh my god!
Oh no, there's a spin for... Oh wow. 4 and 5 for the Mercedes driver, Sveti,
and Maggot's
up
going
into P3.
backwards.
Yeah, he spun there. It was quite a violent spin, yeah.
Wow, that got hell. Like, those last 3 laps made up for all those safety cars, I've got to say that.
Yeah, definitely. That was really intense, the fight for the podium. And I mean, even the fight for the lead, Brandon slowly but surely closing in to Colin, but unfortunately making a few mistakes there, and not to be in Hungary. Colin with another dominant drive. I think was that I think that was pole, fastest lap, maybe led for the whole race and win.
I think Branter might have got the fastest lap,
Yeah.
just because he was on the fresher tyres. But the consistency, especially at the end, is why Colin was able to hold on, because other people behind, battling, making mistakes, made sure they couldn't get near him. Even the McLaren making mistakes right behind him meant that he couldn't win it. So he won on a zero stopper. He's done the whole race on one set of intermediates.
I mean, that just shows his pace and his consistency, because if you're not consistent, if you make too many mistakes along one lap, if you lose the car, if you find traction difficult, then you really can't do this, because he would have had to be really, really soft in his tyres, otherwise his tyres would have been worn from like lap 15 when everyone else pit.
Yeah. So my fellow Scot once again wins, goes Colin. Brandon made a great attempt at the end, but like we just said, made mistakes, meant he couldn't do it, but he got the fastest lap point. And Freddie manages to hang on to get the podium in the end, and a lot of hell breaking loose with the rest of the midfield.
Yeah, I mean, a great race from Freddie, from P14 all the way to the podium positions. So we do have, 14 drivers managed to make it to the end, so great job to everyone. Unfortunately, KRC, Jono and KVFC unfortunately did retire. But yeah, a very, very good race.
Yep, I'm glad I was able to make it tonight. Actually, that's a wet race in the Hungaroring, and it really felt like Freddie at some point was about to do a Jenson Button during 2006 or 7. Which one was it?
I could not tell you again.
Where he won from 14th on the grid, but a podium nonetheless from there. Banter doing a great job to come back to second, and I can't even fathom doing a zero stopper.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Colin definitely has a great shot at a second title, but Brandon will be doing all he can to stop that. We will see you next week. We have Tuesday for, senior division, Wednesday for first and championship division, and then of course Wednesday for first and championship division, and of course Thursday for Feminine division. We will be in Spain for the next round. So yeah, another difficult track, kind of difficult to overtake, except for that long straight. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
See you.